Hey everybody, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Aquarius placements in your chart. This will be for the energy surrounding November 1st through the 15th. We do have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio until the 19th of November. Just be mindful at this time, double check everything, think before you speak. It's more of a reflective period than it is an active one unless you absolutely have to make choices and decisions. And if you do, double check everything. What was I going to say? There can be a lot going on at this time. I do see the Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I just kind of saw it flash in the mirror. So I do think that there is going to be a way to have a emotionally fulfilling or happy outcome in whatever is going on with you at this time. Let me take a minute to kind of reflect and see what it is that I see for you guys. Honestly, I just see it's like a box, right? It almost looks very old-timey and Christmassy in the way it's presented because it's box, it's wrapped, it has a really nice bow on it. It looks very interesting. It looks interesting because it doesn't necessarily look like from this era of time. But I think either way, there's going to be some form of a gift within the experience that you're currently enduring right now. So I want you to think about that or take that into consideration. So let's go ahead and get started. Show me what's happening for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for November 1st through the 15th. Okay. If there is chaos or disarray currently, and there is, sounds silly, but I do think there is a gift present in this experience. With these cards in reverse, King of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Page of Cups in reverse, there could be things that are... Excuse my phone, I'm sorry. I thought I muted that. I think you're having to focus on things that do drain you of your energy right now. The Devil is a card of feeling tied to something that is usually to our detriment if not used correctly. With the Two of Swords, this is a choice that you're having to make to deal with this at this time. Now, this can be diverting your attention to all fronts of everything else in your life. I mean, with the King of Pentacles in reverse, it could be not being as focused on matters of your life and focused on matters of something else in a different place. There's that gift or that opportunity coming out of this that you can't see just yet. I think it is going to be slightly delayed. It's almost like movement forward is delayed until this gets wrapped up. We do have Death at the bottom of the deck. That is appropriate for us being in Scorpio season right now. So maybe it's one of those things with whatever is going on in Scorpio. For you, you can check your chart to see where Scorpio falls naturally in your houses. That would probably give you a little bit of insight as to what the general theme could be. Now, depending on where it is right now, obviously that would give even more insight as to what you could be dealing with or facing at this time. But I do feel like whatever the double energy is with the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Two of Swords and the Death card, it's almost like I don't think you'll be having to feed into this energy for very much longer, especially with death approaching. There's a lot of release that needs to happen here. I think what you are releasing is heavy. I think that the burden has been with you for quite some time. The Devil being a major arcana card is something that definitely extends over longer periods than just a year. It can be a lifetime. It can be something that you've had to deal with as a lesson. It could even be a bond or something you have with someone that can be very karmic in nature. If you do have a project you're wanting to start up, or if you do have something that you're wanting to kind of get going, I think that's going to be put on pause for a while, especially while you're dealing with this situation. Like I said, a lot of your energy is diverted right now. So whatever you are thinking about propelling forward, it's going to have to take a back seat until this gets dealt with. I know that's probably not what you want to hear right now, but I also think it's what's best, especially with Mercury being in retrograde. It isn't the time to move forward with projects. It's not the time to move forward with major life-changing decisions. It is a time to clean things up, to wrap things up, and to kind of remove toxic elements or energies out of your life. Now, you are going to be very busy during this time period. I want you to be very careful and watch for elements of exhaustion. If you are feeling very tired, please try to rest. This is a lot. This is a lot of energy being siphoned from your side of things, so be very careful. Yeah, I think you're fulfilling a really strong long-term karmic contract with someone. It could be on a relationship level in terms of romantic. It could also be familial. You're having to make some really interesting decisions right now. I don't think they're the easiest decisions in the world to make either. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles in reverse here, please. Yeah, there's something new that you're wanting to embark on that you can't quite give your attention or energy to. I do think it is going to unfold in a very positive way once we get out of this energy. So honestly, I would wait until mid or in December or even the beginning of the new year before you actually take off on this, because right now there's too many unknowns. There's things that you need to figure out. I do think it will be very successful once you do have the time and energy to devote to it. And right now you're just kind of, you're where you're at, and that's okay. I think you know that too. I think you're starting to see how why life is presenting you with what's happening right now and why certain things may be put on hold. I also think that there's a part of you that is attempting to step into your own personal power at this time to bring you out of this very difficult situation. I do think that the most just and fair outcome for all parties involved will be implemented, and I want you to keep that in mind. Universal law is a part of what's happening right now for you, so just trust in what is happening, and whatever does happen, it is meant to happen. Don't feel like you could have done anything more or less within the situation. Just allow it to unfold naturally. Yeah, you have so much stuff put on hold right now. Okay, I feel like that's the general energy here for the reading. You can't make moves right now and you're not supposed to. And I think you're being protected in that aspect. I think this is the gift. I think the gift is that maybe naturally, especially with Aquarian energy, you want to move forward with something, you get really excited. When there's something new on your doorstep to embark on, you want to partake in it, you want to be a part of it. But I think that it's okay that you can't right this second. And I do think that your energy is being diverted where it needs to be diverted right now. Because whatever this is, it needs to be wrapped up, and it actually kind of has to be removed from your life in whatever way that is. Because if it was still a part of your life when this starts moving forward, I don't think it would work. So that's the thing here, is that whatever you are having to focus on right now, you're having to focus on it so you can take care of it, so it can come to its own natural completion or ending, like we saw with the Death card coming up. So that once you move out of that energy, you can fully be devoted to everything in your life that is coming towards you, that you might already have even been in the beginning stages of starting. If this did have things to do with the home, if it had to do with business, it's okay that it's being put on hold right now. Don't feel pressured to make a decision, like I said, unless you absolutely have to. If you are being pushed legally to make these decisions, obviously there are little things that you can do to postpone that. But if you can't, look at what you're saying, look at what you're signing, and look at what you're doing. Check everything 3 times if you have to. But it's okay. These things being put on hold is okay for you right now, and I think you need to trust that. Don't get frustrated by it. I think too, with that Knight of Wands energy being there, the fact that you are in a very back and forth energy right now, that you are having to expend a lot of your energy, I think it's good that you can't devote that energy to this right now, because it would pull you too far. It would probably actually push you over the edge. So once this gets wrapped up, you'll be able to devote more to this, and whatever you will be devoting yourself to in the future, once this gets cleaned up, will be very successful. I do think it's going to be incredibly successful. I actually think it's going to be you entering a new chapter and phase in your life, and really being able to stand in your power and feel proud of maybe the things that you have overcome, or the decisions or choices that you've had to make. I think you'll be able to stand solid in that energy and just know that you had to make those choices and that it was okay. You can't see everything right now because you're not supposed to. So let me pull some extra clarifiers here. So we have the Flame. I think that's those new projects that you're wanting to get started on. I'm actually going to place the Nectar over here because I think that's the gift. We have the Destroyer, and then we have Agape. So I feel like right now you are moving through these interesting natural progressions in life, which is usually what happens in Scorpio season anyways, because it is represented by the Death card. It is a natural transition and transformation. We are moving from one stage of life into the next. We are allowing things to fall away out of our life that are no longer meant to be there. And we are getting ready to prepare for the new season in which we can plant our seeds and let them grow. This is very Kali-esque energy too, so I feel like you need to just lean into it at this time. Don't fight it. Do not fight it. If you need to go within to spend some time alone, I recommend you do that, especially with that Knight of Wands energy, because you're so back and forth right now. I think you need to make sure you're taking the time to spend with yourself, to go deep within, to see why things are happening the way that they are, and to not feel overwhelmed by the circumstances that you are a part of at this time. I I feel like I had to remain really detached from this reading as well. So I feel like you're going to have to be doing that too. Now, I think having a detached perspective can serve you well at this time, so you can see the overall big picture without being emotionally attached to it. I actually even feel like I'm speaking differently. So yeah, Aquarius, take care of yourselves. I know that you're having to devote a lot of energy into something right now, and you can't necessarily move forward with the things that you would like to move forward with, but understand that that is a gift to you at this current present moment in time. You cannot move forward with these things until this thing is wrapped up or settled or more stabilized. And that's okay. So just allow yourself to move through the course of this time period, and just breathe. I feel like that's the other important message. Just breathe. Everything's going to be fine. There is nectar on the other side of this situation. Allow Kali to come in, do what she does best. You know, she's helping kind of consume the things in your life that need to be consumed, and then give birth to a whole new way of living and being. Thanks so much for joining me. If this did resonate with you and you would like a private reading, you can contact me at delicatetensiontarot@gmail.com, or you can follow me on my Instagram at delicatetension. I haven't really posted for the past week. I got really sick for a couple of days, and I am currently, you know, in the stages of trying to still figure some things out with that. And you know, I was just focusing on taking care of myself, and I feel like that's a message for you too at this time. Please make sure you're taking care of yourself, because when we get knocked down, it can really affect a lot of areas of our life. So get the rest that you need. I feel like it was really good for me to actually step away for a week and not be immersed in having to give so much. But now that I have taken that reprieve and I'm back, I'm ready to give fully and wholly again, and I'm kind of back on the saddle, if you will. So thank you for joining me. I will see you guys for the November 15th through the 30th readings. Have a good one.